What's up, everybody? It's Josh here at the new pad, and I've been tossing around this beer for a while in the fridge, and I figured what better way to, excuse the cars, what better way to break in the new home other than to do a little homebrew review. So we've got a little Mike Dean, the Dean's List, beautiful little ditty here. Ooh, it is pouring the color of slightly used motor oil. Still has a little red hue in it, you know, but just brown enough to let you know it's dirty. In the glass here, it's looking great. But yeah, we moved, the wife and I, and we moved all of less than 2 miles away from our old house. So we are no longer in the big house with the pool and the half acre of land and the view from Orange County all the way down to Carlsbad. Most of my viewers are not from here, so you're not going to know what I'm talking about. Still getting set up with my brewing stuff. More on that later, but let's get back into Mike's beer. Mike sent me a while back a beer mail, and this was one of them, and it's a porter, so I figured we're good for a little while. 7.7%. It's very Mike Dean of you, Mike, to make a 7.7% beer and still call it a porter, or breakfast porter, no less. That is a sessionable beer for Mike, is in the 7s. Anything over 8, then we're talking, you know, a little heavier dosage, but anything under 8, it's a Mike Dean session beer. It's a collaboration with him and his buddy, a terrific brewer, Stein Erickson. They spent many good years in Svaz, S-V-A-Z, I'm sure it's a military thing, and so we thought it was a fitting beer name. This porter has a metric shit ton of oats, smoked, some smoked malt, and lots of maple syrup. Hope you like it. More maple. The last beer I had from you, Mike, was your barley wine aged in a maple barrel. So I'm curious what we're gonna get here. So this is called Sierra Vista. There's his label. And let's get right into it. So we had about a half finger head on it. I didn't probably pour it the best way to promote a head, but it's sticking around. It's still there. This is really odd, by the way, doing a beer review. I am on a front like porch deck thing, and so there's traffic going by. It's really odd talking to my phone, a camera, and doing a beer review. Anyways, I'm gonna get a nose. I'm not getting the smoked, what did you say, smoked malts? Yeah, I'm not getting the smoked malt right off the bat, at least on the aroma. Light chocolate. I don't know if you have any chocolate malt in here, or if it's just I don't know if you have like a Carafa or a Black Patent or something like that, but I'm getting a light chocolate off of this. Not picking up on any of the maple, which, that's fine, it might be in the flavor. But definitely getting a dark, roasted, typical chocolate, you know, typical light chocolate though, with a porter. Aroma off this, so I want to dig in, guys. Cheers. Happy Friday. Maybe I'll get this up on a Friday. Oh yeah, this is a porter. Yeah, this is a porter for sure. There's a very distinct, carbonic bite's not the way to describe it, but there's a very distinct, if I'm saying carbonic bite, I think I'm referencing, you know, carbonation. At least that's how I use the term. If I'm using it wildly incorrectly, somebody please tell me. But there's a distinct, dry, dark malt bite that you should get with porters, and that hit me right away on mouthfeel, big time. Yeah, I'm definitely getting some smokiness in there now. I do like the, and I assume that's what's going on here, but I do like the somewhat silkier mouthfeel that this gives, and that may be as a direct result of your oats there, Mike. That may help cut down on the drastic effect of the dryness of this beer. Great lacing on the glass. Beautiful, beautiful looking beer. Great tasting beer, man. You know, this would make a very good breakfast beer. Oh man, this is going down nicely. So the maple is not there at all for me. I'm curious when you added it, Mike. My guess would be sometime near the end of the boil. I don't think that you would have necessarily added it into a keg or into into primary or secondary. It doesn't taste like you did that. You very well may have put this somewhere in the boil, either at flame out or wherever in the process. It doesn't. I mean, if you're throwing it in the boil, I don't think it really matters a whole heck of a lot where you're throwing it. But I'm curious, Mike. One, what your finishing gravity was on this, where in the process you put the maple syrup. It's not coming through now. I don't know how old this beer is. I think I've had it for, time is flying, so I've maybe had this for 4 or 6 weeks, but I wouldn't think that maple syrup would die off that fast. But unless it was a super old beer or it was somewhere in the boil and it boiled off. So Mike, I would love your insight on that. Anyways, that all being said, fantastic beer, Mike. Thank you very much. I think I have maybe one more of your beers. I'm not sure which, but I'll have to throw it up on a video. But this very well may be the last one I have of yours from that one beer mail you sent me. They've all been fantastic. I've loved them. They've all been good. So cheers, guys. Thanks for watching me ramble on about Mike Dean's delicious breakfast porter, and welcome to the first video of the new home of Pier View Brewing. Later on, when I'm all squared away, we'll do a tour of the new digs and kind of my new setup. We're adapting a little bit, so it's going to be interesting brewing here the first couple of times until I really take root. So more on that later. Stay tuned. Cheers.